Thinking of spooky phenomena, and you might think of ghosts, ghouls, and other things that go bump in the night. But forget Edgar Allen Poe. For creepy tales of unexplained, you need to look no further than your nearest physics textbook. Our world is shaped by all sorts of unseen forces that we don't fully understand. So let's take a look at some of the unsolved mysteries that plague the minds of physicists. From dark matter to the multiverse, it's time to delve in a world in which truth is stranger than fiction.
Subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Click the bell button and enjoy the latest uploads from our channel.
Number 10. The Big Crunch. The Big Crunch, at the end of the world as we know it. All good things must come to an end, even the universe itself. But how, you ask? Well, there are a lot of mind-blowing ideas out there. In the past, the deliciously named Big Crunch suggests a scenario in which the universe expansion, which has been going on since the Big Bang, tapers off and instead gives way to the force of gravity, and as a result, everything planet, galaxies, clusters is drawn together into a single dense point of mass until everything is wiped out. Don't get too worried though. This isn't all many billions of years away. These days, however, the Big Crunch is by no means the only theory out there concerning our inevitable demise. Other ideas include the Big Freeze, the Big Bounce, and the Big Rip. So rest assured, even if we don't know how the universe ends, we know it's going to be a pretty big event. Number 9. The Multiverse. Well, want to feel small? Well, here it goes. Humanity is but a tiny speck on a planet within a galaxy that itself makes up just a tiny, infinitesimal fraction of the universe. In fact, the universe is so vast we explored far less than 0.1% of it. And yet, it's entirely possible that our universe is just one of many others. The multiverse theory suggests that the cosmos contains multiple universes. Indeed, some scientists believe that there are an infinite number of universes, which means an infinite number of civilization, histories, and versions of you. However, the multiverse theory is still highly controversial, and we're not likely to be charting parallel universes anytime soon. Sorry about that. Number 8. Cosmic rays. Space can be an intense place, but we're totally shielded down here on Earth, aren't we? Well, about that though. Cosmic rays are high energy particles that come from outer space and regularly bombard. Generally, these particles are completely harmless and our atmosphere kindly protects us, but there are some expectations. Up high in the stratosphere, cosmic rays can affect both human and electronics. Astronauts and aircraft crew are exposed to higher level of radiation than the average person because of the presence of cosmic rays, although still not enough to be a major risk. But electronics are real potential victims here. Very rarely a cosmic ray particle with enough energy can go straight into an electronic system, causing serious damage, and the high energy particles can disrupt electronic data, leading to system crashes. And in an increasingly digital world, that's not a good news too. We're only just beginning to learn about the potential impact that cosmic rays could have, and the race is on to find a solution. Number 7. Space roar. In space, no one can hear you scream, right? Space is a vacuum though, so there shouldn't be any noise, and yet you guessed it, there is. The entire universe is alive with sound. The space roar isn't just everyday sound, it's actually these odd radio signals that we detected throughout the space. You know, radio waves, we use them for communications, TV, cell phones, radios. Well, it looks like space is full of them, kicking out a noise that's loud enough to drown out other signals, which is quite the nuisance for scientists trying to explore the cosmos. But where are the roar coming from? Some think that it's a leftover radiation from early stars. Others believe that it's gases swirling around the galaxy cluster, or else galaxies themselves. But for now, the roaring universe remains another unsolved mystery. Number 6. Black holes. A constant staple of sci-fi thrillers, black holes are violent, vastly destructive, and invisible. Black holes are regions of space in which the forces of gravity is so powerful that everything around is drawn in. Not even light can escape, which is why we can't see any of this going on. Experts think that there could be up to 100 million black holes in our galaxy alone, and these monsters can grow to become billions of times more massive than the sun itself. What's more, at the center of most galaxies, including our own, lurks a supermassive black hole. But we don't know what happens when an object passes through the center. They might become spaghettified, stretched apart into long strings of matter. They could even be transported through a shortcut to a different part of our universe. Number 5. The Fermi Paradox. The universe is really big, Like really, really. In the grand scheme of things, human beings are just small fry, and yet we currently seem to be the only ones in the party. The Fermi Paradox refers to the contradiction between the high probability of extraterrestrial life and the apparent lack of evidence that such life exists. We have now identified a handful of potentially habitable Earth-like planets, but we're still yet to see any sign of intelligent life from out there. So why the radio silence? There are numerous theories ranging from possibility that intelligent life is exceptionally rare or short-lived to the notion that alien species are purposefully avoiding detections. Number 4. Antimatter. Imagine yourself in opposite land. Black is white, up is down, and matter is antimatter. It sounds crazy though, but the subatomic particles that make up everything around us, electrons, protons, and neutrons, all have evil twins. Antimatter's particles are the same mass as normal particles, but the opposite electric charge. And because of that, antimatter wipes out normal matter on contact. Poof! Both are destroyed in an instant. So antimatter has the potential to destroy us and everything we love. But fear not, there are very little antimatter roaming around in the cosmos. What's more though, antimatter could even prove useful. What antimatter and matter meet destroys one another. It releases energy. In a PET scan, any electrons are created and their annihilation in the body allow doctors to create sophisticated images. What more scientists hope to one day use the energy released by antimatter or matter interaction to power spacecraft, so perhaps antimatter isn't quite so evil after all. Number 3. Quantum entanglement. Famously dubbed spooky action at a distance by a dubious Albert Einstein, quantum entanglement is a phenomenon by which two particles in totally different parts of the universe can be linked to one another, mirroring the behavior and state of their partner. Quantum entanglement is a bit of a nuisance for classical physics because it breaks some fundamental laws that we previously thought unbreakable. For particles to be connected across such vast distances, they must be sending signals to one another that travel faster than the speed of light, a feat previously considered impossible. What's more, though, objects are only supposed to be affected by their surroundings. The notion of a particle being affected by something happening to the other side of the universe is just weird. Nonetheless, studies suggested that a quantum entanglement does indeed exist, and even though we don't understand it, we could still potentially use it. And because of its spooky characteristic, entanglement could eventually become the bedrock of next generation computing and communications. So watch this space. Number 2. Dark energy. So if the dark matter makes up 25% of the universe and normal matter makes up 5%, what about the other 70%? We think that the remainder is entirely dark energy, powerful enough to tear the entire universe asunder. While the dark matter appears to match galaxies together, dark energy seems to want to push everything apart. We all know that the universe is expanding, but it's expanding more and more quickly than it should be, and the scientists think that dark energy is the. But where's the dark energy coming from? Some believe that it's produced from collision between quantum particles, but no one knows for sure. And number 1, we have dark matter. Planets, stars, asteroids, galaxies. This thing we can actually see make up less than 5% of the total universe. Scientists think another 25% is a strange substance called dark matter that we can't see it. We don't understand it, but we're pretty sure it's out there because everything moves to its gravitational tune. Scientists believe that dark matter acts like a spider's web, holding fast-moving galaxies together, and there's no such of a stuff that it bends the appearance of space, so that when astronomers observe distant galaxies, they often appear distorted. We have plenty of evidence that dark matter exists, but as for what it is, that remains a mystery. Some think dark matter is composed of an undiscovered particle or particles. Other believes it's an undiscovered property of a gravity. Whatever the truth, dark matter is a real puzzle, and it's proved hugely tricky to pin down. Now, for centuries, though, human beings have looked up to the stars and contemplated the universe and our place in it. From the dawn of time, we have always wanted to explore and make sense of the world, but yet so many mysteries still remain. And amidst of all the lingering uncertainties, one thing is for sure. The universe is so much stranger and more complex than we could ever have imagined. But that's it for now. Till next time.